My day begins well before most people are out of bed. All the long days and sleepless nights drive me to be the best.
We absolutely slayed them in here.
Alright, let's get up here and we'll turn them loose.
You've got the place tore up. The sun's going down. We got one more farm to hit. That's commitment there.
We've been turning them up. This is 8. Pretty good odds.
We're good at what we do.
This is my story. This is my time. This is trapping time.
Trapping Time is brought to you by Blind Turtle at blindturtle.net, Smokey's Deer Lures at smokiesdeerlure.com, Blackwater Hunting Services at blackwaterhunting.com, Southern Ohio Outfitters at southernohiooutfitters.com, Papio Creek Trapping Supply at papiocreektrappingsupply.com, Big Game Gut Glove at biggamegutglove.com, Hunters Help Technologies at huntershelp.com, Night Owl Lures at nightowllures.com, Hilltop Outdoor Supply at hilltopoutdoorsupply.com, Dakota Line Snares at dakotalinesnares.com, PCS Outdoors at pcsoutdoors.com, Duke Trap Company at duketraps.com, Old South Trapping Lures at oldsouthLures.com, Webster's Predator Control at shop.websterspredatorcontrol.com, Little Whiskey Girl at littlewhiskeygirl.com, Wolf Creek Products at wolfcreekproducts.net, Southern Snares and Supply at southernsnares.com, Lennon Lures at lennonlures.com, Murray's Trapping Supply at murrayslures.com, Smitty's Stretchers and Trapping Supplies. Look them up on Facebook. Hags Brand Trapping Products by J3 Outdoors at j30.com.
Welcome back to another season of Trapping Time. If you liked what we did in 2015, you're going to love what we got in store for you in 2016. You know, everybody knows I'm a coyote trapper at heart. So this first episode, that's what we're going to bring to you. We're back at one of my little honey holes in a high that Nate and I trapped for years. This week, I'm bringing Jason Webster with me from Webster's Predator Control. We're going to put his SK mice meat to the test and see if it's got what it takes to put some of these Ohio dogs on the ground.
Well, we're checking traps in Ohio today. And I got Jason Webster, Webster's Predator Control. He said he wanted to come with me because he ain't seen nothing in a trap. And looks like we got us a little double up here. Jason, what do you think of that?
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah. Anytime you can catch one, it's awesome. But when you snag 2 of them, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Me and Nate set this place last year, and we caught a few dogs in here, all singles. But this is the second day of these traps. Now they look like a couple young dogs, but you know what? I don't care. Boy, they get some good color to them too. They're wanting out of there. And that, guys, that's a 175 Duke holding them. A lot of guys are gonna tell you need shock springs and you need number 3s. Them dogs aren't going anywhere.
This particular trip with Jason's a little different than most. The whole situation, you know, Jason and I have been lifelong friends, but Jason being a sponsor of Webster's Predator Control, it's a little bit different because now he helps pay the bills. So there's that slight bit of pressure out there that you want to go out there and show him what his product is really capable of.
Jason, what we did on these ones here, 2 tiny dirt holes. And you know, anytime you can catch something like this, it's awesome. Now these sets here, I just used a small dirt hole, nothing major. You know, we're using the cookie cutter. We come in, we cut real tight beds. These dogs come right down through here. Now if you look, it's kind of overgrown right here. And this field, we don't have this back home in PA, do we?
No, nothing like this.
This field goes for miles, I mean miles. And so what we concentrate on here, we want to work these edges. We could set traps out in the middle. There's a service road runs all the way down through there. But I've just been focusing on the outside. And we've been trapping this property for 3 or 4 years now. And it just always connects. Now this set here, we actually, we set it last year. That was the first time we'd ever set it, and it was just on a whim. We thought it'd be a good place in this corner. We caught a lot of singles, but we got lucky last night and we snagged a double. Usually I always say a rule of 3. This is the second day these traps have been out, and we busted 2 of them. So we're still early in the day, so hopefully we can get lucky and catch some more. But I tell you what, anytime you see 2 dogs bouncing, it's a lot of fun. What do you think of that?
Yeah.
Awesome. And I know that one there was caught on SK mice meat, so.
Jason has a unique bait making operation. He actually raises his own mice. A lot of bait makers out there, you know, they're buying mice and they're different products from everyone else, but Jason hand raises every mouse that goes into his bait. So the quality control is there from day one.
All right, let's get these babies out of here, get these sets remade, and get on to some other ones.
Okay.
I got these 2 dogs in handcuffs. When we come back, I'm gonna show you the 2 sets that done them in. The Power Clip by Papio Creek. Changing the way you trap water. Go check them out at papiocreektrappingsupply.com.
You take every step to make sure your hunt is safe. Now, take safety to the next level and make sure your field dressing is as safe as the hunt. Hunters Help Technologies has found a way to make sure your post-hunt responsibilities are as safe as possible. The Easy Gut tool helps you get the chest cavity open without cutting anything but that skin that you want to cut. The trachea cutter does just what it says. You just reach into the chest cavity and punch right through that tough trachea. No more fumbling with a knife to try to avoid cutting yourself in the process. You can find all our products at huntershelp.com.
Do you need a blind that will keep you warm on a cold winter day? Do you need a blind that won't blow away on a windy fall afternoon? Do you need a blind that will never wear out? If you answered yes to any of these questions, then you need a Blind Turtle hard-shell hunting blind. This solid one-piece unit is perfect for deer hunters, turkey hunters, archery hunters, and gun hunters. Put it this way, if you hunt, the Blind Turtle is perfect for you.
Who better to get your trapping supplies from than trappers who know what you need in the field?
Come on in.
PCS Outdoors is one-stop shopping for name brand trapping, predator hunting and calling supplies, shooting and pest control gear at discount prices.
A lure for every animal you'd be targeting.
PCS Outdoors stands above the competition.
Quality Sabo brand snares being made here in Michigan.
Go to PCSOutdoors.com for great selection and prices that'll make you want to stock up for your next trapping or outdoor adventure.
All right, Jason, pay attention here. You might learn something about trapping.
Maybe.
All right. Now, he come in here and he busted this up pretty. If you're not going to do nothing, grab that bucket of peat moss up there.
Now, I've learned a lot from trapping with Robby Gilbert, but if there's one thing I've learned, is that if you're going to be there, he's going to put you to work, even if you're a sponsor.
Thank you, sir. Now, he come in here and normally when you're using the wolf fangs, you know, they're always going to give that initial pull and get me out of here. So we're going to take and clean this up just a little bit. What I'll do, I'll scrape that out until I get down to the peat moss. And then we're going to figure out, now that this has been blown out, we're going to turn it back into a modified dirt hole. I mean, simple sets. A lot of guys get into these gimmick sets and I don't think you need them. I don't think you need them. I'll start doing crazy stuff when I quit catching coyotes. Use my driver, find my hole. We're gonna ream that bad boy out. Now what we may do with this one here, only because everything's tore up, you always hear me talk about my mouse set, I might end up doing that on this one, just because it's gonna work really well in this situation. But check my jaws, make sure everything's good. Make sure the pan's good. Everything's fine. A lot of guys are gonna night latch. If you set your pan right, you don't really need to do that. Take that swivel and pound it down in there. Now we got some freezing and thawing happening. Take this a little bit, give us a little bit of an insulator. We'll pop that down in there. We're still tight because of the cookie cutter. The trap's not going anywhere. It's solid. So I'll really just jam it down in there. That way we'll fire it up. A lot of guys are sifting their peat moss I don't see any reason for it. It's not going to affect that trap enough to even worry about it. I like to go 1/4 of an inch max. And then you hear about blending a set in because of hard edges. But we've got it pretty well tore up here. So we may take some of this loose grass. I'm gonna go step over here and get a big clump of grass so we can make this mouse nest set, and then we'll blend this in.
I still remember my first double on a ridge in Greene County, Pennsylvania, and it never gets old, you know. It's not something that happens every day, but I mean, everybody knows I set 2 traps. Why do you set 2 traps? Because you're taking a chance you want to catch 2 coyotes. So when you roll up on one and each one's full, it's just a pretty good feeling.
I like to take this long grass. I usually like a little bit longer, but we're kind of limited here at the edge of this hayfield. And I'll ball this up. A lot of times what I'll do, I'll throw that driver back down in there because I want it to look like a hole. And this coyote's actually helped us out a little bit because he's got this hole wallered out pretty good. But you want that eye appeal. I mean, all right, there's enough eye appeal right there. We've got our hole. And it's subtle. You don't need major eye appeal.
Now, what are you going to lure this back up with?
Well, we're going to use, since we caught it on some of your mice bait, we're going to take it again. Now, this time of year, I like using stuff that's got some kind of skunk tint to it, which your SK mice meat has. It's cold. What was it, in the 20s last night?
Yeah.
We want that, just that little extra, just to give them that want to come over kind of thing. But what I like about yours is it's not super strong. It's just got a hint of skunk in it, which is sometimes you can get overpowering with some of the skunk stuff, and I think it can turn a lot of coyotes away. But I mean, what am I using there? Teaspoon. It doesn't take a lot. You want to use enough bait that gets their attention, but bait gets expensive. You know, you want to make it last, and so I mean, you got a right combination. But we're just going to tuck that right down in there. Now, a lot of times I'll put, if this was an initial set, I may put some type of coyote gland lure on it. We don't need that. There's been more coyotes sent here than we're going to get out of a little 1-ounce bottle. So we're just going to let it set. Let the coyotes smell. They're very social animals. They know what coyotes are in here. This will get investigated. We're not going to put any more lure on this set. We'll rebait it up, and this is a finished set, and it's ready to go. Ready to start firing again. Let's get the other one remade and get on down the line.
About the catch circles and remaking, just standing here, you could smell the coyote.
If this was smell-o-vision, you'd be reeking in coyote gland lure right now. We caught a double. We're gonna remake this set here. Simple set that I've been playing around with. It's a dirt hole, but it's not your standard dirt hole. I'm offsetting my trap to the right. I pull out my dirt pattern, I leave it on one side, and I bed my trap and camouflage it on the right side. And catch a lot of those coyotes that don't want to work the fresh dirt. They kind of work in from the side, they want to dig it out. You catch them and they never even put their feet in the dirt pattern. And that's a finished remake.
You know, that was probably one of my favorite catches of the year. When we come back, we're going to see how another trapper does it in a different part of the country on the Duke Trap Set of the Week.
What do you demand in a quality knife? You want a knife that works as hard as you do. Weeby knives are made for trappers who want efficiency and perfection. The Weeby Elite double-edged fleshing knife has one edge that's ultra sharp, and the other side has just the right edge for pushing fat and meat for perfectly fleshed furs. And don't forget about the Weeby Wicked Sharp, the planet's sharpest skinner. When the blade goes dull, simply snap on a new one, and you're ready to go. Find them at DakotaLineSnares.com.
The trophy moment only lasts a couple of seconds, but the story will be passed on for generations. They only see the glory, not the sacrifice. But I don't wait for my tall tale of glory. I handcraft my journey from start to finish. They don't see what goes on behind closed doors. An epic saga is worth 1,000 words, but my story boils down to 3. Little Whiskey Girl. Save luck for the weekend hunter.
For some of us, trapping season never ends. It's in our blood. It defines the very person we are. Let Southern Snares be part of your trapping world. Be sure to try out our best-selling Capital Punishment Predator bait and our new Pure Gator Oil.
You know, if this is your first time watching the show, the Set of the Week is a segment that we do every week that shows different techniques by different trappers from all over the country. Not everybody traps the same way I do in Greene County, Pennsylvania. So it's a nice edge that you can get from another trapper showing you how maybe he does it in his area. This week, we're going to follow Justin Rogers on his Coyote line. Now, I had the opportunity to trap with Justin in Mississippi this year, and it was a total eye-opening experience for me. The terrain's different. I mean, the dirt's different than what we're used to up here. Now, if you'll listen to Justin, now you guys sitting at home up north, you may have a little trouble understanding, but believe me, this guy knows how to catch coyotes. So sit back and watch what he has to show us.
That's a pup. We're on a piece of property in Mississippi. We're doing some trapping for a farmer. He's got a pretty good piece of land here. We're doing ADC work for him. It's a big pond dam, as you can see. We set up on this pond dam right here. I caught a coyote with a flat set right here. Jason Webster, he caught a coon right down here, and another set. We put a bunch of traps in this pond dam because he's been hearing some coyotes back here behind it. What it was, it was a big clump of green grass. Of course, she's got it all chewed down. I bedded in my trap right in front of it, number 3 Duke, coil spring soft catch, and just a little punch hole up under the grass. Bedded the trap in, and I took some grass clippings. I keep a pair of scissors in my trapping bag. I cut up some grass clippings and blended it all in. Put 2 different lures and 2 different little punch holes, and here's the results of what we had this morning. We're gonna get her dispatched, get everything cleaned up, make a remake, and we'll show you the remake. We're not worried about freezing conditions here in Mississippi. It's gonna be, I think, the high tomorrow is like 70 degrees. You'll see we don't have really good dirt. It's just real packy. It's full of clay. And what you can do is I use this to stabilize my trap. Now, if it was going, if I were up north or somewhere and it was going to freeze, I wouldn't do this. But being down here, it doesn't matter. It actually helps. It actually helps me out. You just put it around a couple of the corners. Tap that trap's pretty stable. It's not going to go anywhere. What I'll do now is I'll just take some peat. I don't use pan covers. I just take this peat, take it and just spread it out. Cover up my trap real good. What I'm going to do is just take all this old grass, where this coyote tore it off, all this mud I dug up. Just going to mound all this stuff up. What I'll do is I'll make a punch hole here, one here, and one here. That way when that animal comes up to smell this smell, if they're over here, they got to move their feet and vice versa. The more that feet's moving around the pan, the better chances you are of making a catch. I do see I kind of took some grass, laid over my trap, kind of blended in a little bit. I've already made my punch holes. What I'm going to do, I'm using Old South lures. It's a little squeaker, mouse-based lure. We're going to put it right there in the middle. Then I've got some super red Fox Glen lure. Put it right over here. And then I use Black Bayou. It's an otter lure, but it's loaded with mink glands and otter glands. I actually used it here yesterday because there are some otter in this pond. They may come up on the bank, so I'm going to put a little bit more. It's more of a curiosity lure. Put it right there. I'm not going to put any urine because there's plenty of coyote urine here and everything. And there's just a whole bunch of smells here, so a lot of folks don't re-lure. But after I make a catch, it's just a habit. I like to do it. So we're set, we're ready to go, we're fishing again.
Thanks, Justin, for all the great info. When we come back, I'm going to take you back on my line in Ohio, and I'm going to show you what a last-minute catch can do for you.
The Big Game Gut Glove is revolutionizing the way big game hunters and trappers are successful in the field. The 26-inch version fits over your elbows and protects you and your expensive hunting clothing from blood or cold water. They're made to fit your hands from extra small to extra large.
What I like about them, I can feel with them.
Existing products on the market don't give you the feel or protection you need. Wet or dry, the special non-slip grip bonds tightly to whatever you're handling. The Big Game Gut Gloves are reusable so you save money and promote going green.
Where'd you get all that stuff?
DakotaLineSnares.com.
I bet it cost you a fortune to ship all that.
Nope, not DakotaLineSnares.com. It's $9.95. Flat rate, it doesn't matter what you get.
Dakota Line Snares and Trapping Products has everything you need right at your fingertips. Our warehouse is packed with trapping supplies you need to be successful on your trap line, and with flat rate shipping of $9.95 on all orders, you get your money's worth.
Hey, what are you doing?
I'm going to put my order in at DakotaLineSnares.com now.
It's kind of like when you're fishing and you want to say one last cast. Well, we're checking the last trap of the day. Had a pretty good day so far. It's cold. It's 23 degrees right now. Sun's setting, and I hope we got one. Oh yeah, that's a real good dog. He's got the place tore up. Now we made 2 sets like we always been doing. This was a real small dirt hole set. I mean, minute. I took my driver and drove this thing in. But if you look what we got here, I mean, we got this big hayfield, but it's broken up. We got little groups of trees, and then right over here, I mean, just look at all this overgrowth. You want to focus in on these edges because these dogs are going to work these edges. There's mice and chipmunks and everything inside here, and they're just going to hunt. It's all about location. And then when they're working, you know they're working these edges. You don't have to have a super powerful lure because they're going to be within feet of it when they come down through here. We're starting to run out of daylight, so we're going to have to try and do an advanced version of this to show you how to get this remade. He's been in here for a little while, so he's got the place kind of tore up. Don't worry. I've got to go get my dirt, but don't worry about there's some blood. Everybody always worries about when you make the dispatch. Robby, what do you do about the blood? I don't do anything about the blood. You know why? Everything they eat has blood in it. Don't overthink it. If you start overthinking things like that, that's when you run into problems. Don't overthink an animal with a brain that's this big. Want to make sure our pan's level. A lot of you guys are out there night latching. I've got mine set with very minimal drop on it. I don't night latch anymore. I used to, but I've got them set now. I don't need that. It's not going to take very much for this pan to go off. If night latching is something that you want to do, more power to you, but that's less time I have to set traps is when I mess with stuff like that. All right, let's take a little bit of peat moss, throw it in the bottom. This anchor got pulled a little bit. I like to pound that swivel down in there. Don't worry. As soon as he gets caught, he's going to yank that back up out of there. Now we're going to bed the trap. Now look how tight that trap fits in there. That trap's not wobbling whatsoever. It's solid as can be. And anywhere this coyote puts his foot around here, he's on solid ground. We're gonna cover it back up with peat. Make sure they can see that dirt hole. Now we're gonna take some of this grass because this set was what was blended, what I call blended in. So we're gonna take some of this grass. Don't worry about the coyote scent on it. There's plenty of coyote scent around here. This little bit's not gonna make a difference. Coyote comes in here, we're gonna put our scent back in here. We may end up putting some type of gland lure, maybe just a little bit of bait. We caught this on Capital Punishment, so we'll put it by Southern Snares Supply. We'll put a little bit more in there. But as far as going overboard on any type of gland lures, we just had a coyote in here all night long. You're not gonna put any more smell than what's already here right now. That'll be enough to attract a coyote in, get his attention, get him up here, come in and work the set, and we'll be taking another coyote out of here. That's what it's all about, boys.
We thank you for being with us this week. If you liked what you saw, go to our Facebook page, Trapping Time TV, and let us know what you think. We've got 12 more episodes coming at you. Or you can go to our website at trappingtimetv.com. And as like we always say, until next time, we're keeping the tradition alive here at Trapping Time.
You gotta put a little bit of weight on that 187, you'd be able to throw them further.
I tell people my real weight, and they don't believe me that either.
I'm waiting for the truth to come out. 187, then it was 240, now it's 260.
I got weighed the other day. That's how I knew. I'm just tall.
Well, I know what I weigh, and I know when you said 186, you was full of it.
I don't know. I was close to that 186.
Yeah, give or take 100.
Yeah, in high school maybe.
I weighed 175 pounds when I graduated high school.